morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Nathan, good morning. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. We are kind of like in the middle of summer here, but football is coming quick. We've got training camp starting up this week. I will have Jim, good morning. I'll have a fresh update on my top 175 fantasy football rankings today. And then I showed it off on stream last week. You can access it for free at rollinginsights.com. Just it's in the data space, top 175 on the community. This is free to access. I will post the link to that after I do today's update, though, because there are some players that will be moving, notably have to move Rashee Rice down. Had him pretty high, but now that it's certain that he is getting suspended for, I don't know, the Chiefs said they think 2 to 4. I think 3 or 4 sounds about right to me, but we kind of just don't know. So I need to move him down a little bit. I need to move Quinshon Judkins down a little bit. Both of those news pieces came after I put out that first run of rankings. And then there's a couple other guys I want to move up slightly. So that will be updated today. I told you guys that'll be updated each Monday leading up to kind of draft season. The rest of the AFC divisional previews are done. They just need to be checked as public on the website. So if you guys need to do some reading today, that will also be up on the website. Previews. The AFC North has been out, and then the AFC South, East, and West will be up on the website today. I just need to go press publish on those after the stream. So lots going on. Those will be tweeted out as well. So just check my Twitter. I'll repost the tweet with the links to all of those divisional previews, and then the NFC will be coming soon as well. And I also have futures articles that I've been working on for NFL and college football. I think NFL, I'll do one big futures article with kind of everything that I'm interested in. College, I'm going to separate it, and I will do teams that I'm interested in for national title and playoffs. And then I'll do a Heisman article separately from that. So lots of football content in the works, lots of football content coming. I've pretty much already finalized the NFL content schedule for the in-season content schedule for the upcoming season. So, I mean, we'll go over that on stream, obviously, when we get closer to the season. Preseason, I don't know if you guys were on stream last week, but, I mean, I'll be covering the preseason on the streams every day. There's betting and fantasy that we can play for preseason. So that will be covered. We also have Fantasy Football Expo is coming up very quickly. It is actually, let me check the calendar here. I think it's we have this weekend and next weekend. So 3 weeks away. It looks like I believe it's like the 8th, 9th, 10th, or 9th and 10th. I don't know. It's that second weekend in August. So if you guys are going to the Fantasy Football Expo, I will be there. If you're not, I'll have some content coming from there. And also we'll be doing a live draft there as well. So I'll cover that once we get a little bit closer. The Hall of Fame game is next Thursday. So, I mean, we're almost, when I fire up stream on Thursday, we're going to be 1 week away from the first football game. So that's exciting. Yes, Nathan, to answer your question, that is Cam Ward's team, undoubtedly. Do you think it's suspicious they waited so long? I'm assuming you're referring to the Rice suspension. I don't think they waited long because I think it's cut and dry, like how they do that, and it's based off of when the trial is, and he just had the trial last week or whatever, whenever like they ruled on that. So I think they just wait until after the trial. And obviously he got, the 30 cumulative days in jail, I think, and then the 5 years probation or whatever. I don't know. I didn't look into the uber details of the what was ruled on him, but the NFL just waits until the legal system plays out and then they go from there. So I don't think it's suspicious that they waited that long. I do think it's unfortunate that it's going to come this year because I did think it's so tough to know nowadays, but I thought it was 50-50 that he would get suspended next year and not this year, which is why I had him, so high in my personal first run of rankings. Okay. You're talking about Will Levis. Yeah, he did get hurt at the end of last year. So that is interesting that he waited this long. Yeah, I never really understand why players do that. This happens in all sports. And it happens a lot of time in baseball too, where guys are just reluctant to get surgery, specifically like pitchers. They'll try and like wait it out and wait, 4 months and see how it feels. Like just get the surgery. I don't understand, what the wait is, but yeah, that was interesting. That he waited until now, definitely. I did think that was unfortunate though for Rice. I thought it was 50-50 he'd get suspended this year versus next year. I'll definitely move him down in my rankings. But I mean, if he misses 3 or 4 games, I don't really like that. Doesn't really do much for me. He's still going to have a huge season statistically, and for fantasy football, it just sucks that he's going to miss a couple games. Because I did draft him in that draft last week. But I mean, this is why most people don't draft early. If you're doing the best ball tournaments and stuff, you've been drafting pretty regularly, but I've only done 2 drafts so far, and they were the 2 that I did last week. Now you guys know I research it all the time, but now is like when I'll first start looking at drafts, and then I really don't even draft whatsoever until August. Personally, I don't do like the mass entering best ball tournaments. At least I haven't come around to that yet. We'll kind of see what happens moving forward with the landscape of betting and, the whole tax conversation that's been going on. I mean, there is a chance that in the future, I just am heavier best ball, I don't want to say heavier, but there's a chance in the future I play more best ball than I do now. Just depending on how that works out. It's a lot of unknown right now with that stuff. So just not really looking to make a comment on it, but just food for thought, like just thinking out loud. Yeah, Addison is gonna. I had him about. I thought it was more likely he got suspended this year, but again, I just don't know how many games. Or I didn't, when I made that, but he might move down a little bit for me, but probably not as significantly as Rashee Rice because I had Rashee Rice high. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I had him like. Let me see. I had Rashee Rice at 18 overall. So yeah, I was very, very high on him, and he will be getting moved down today when I look at things. I will be moving Drake London definitely ahead of him. I will probably move Lad McConkey ahead of him for sure. AJ Brown, Jackson Smith, and the Jigba, all those guys I could see moving up for me. I also need to move up. I need to move Omari and Hampton up in my rankings. I was a little low on him here. He needs to get moved up. I think Kenneth Walker needs to get moved up as well. So those are 2 guys I'm looking to move up. And then obviously I need to move Rashee Rice down a little bit, but I'll look at that later, and once it's updated, we can talk about it. As far as stuff that went on the weekend, Scotty Scheffler, running away with the Open Championship, really like not surprised just because it's Scotty Scheffler. He's the best golfer on the planet, so I'm not surprised. It was still a great week betting for us. Once again, we have just really been strong in the golf streets. I mean, basically for the last 2 months. I mean, we've hit a few outrights. We hit it. It all started. We hit Ryan Fox live going into Sunday, and he won in that playoff. And then we've hit a couple outrights since then. The big one, 100 to 1 on Podgeeter that one week. We hit Keegan at the Travelers, which was nice. And then, we've had just big wins ever since then. We've chopped first round leader. Obviously, you guys know every week I take whatever my bets are, I take them first round leader. So Harris English actually chopped first round leader at the Open. So that was like our third first round leader chop in the last 5 weeks. We've been really hot in that market. And then had Xander top 20 as my main play. That cashed. I had Xander top 10 with the boost at almost plus 240 odds. That cashed. And then Harris English, we had the full place payout there with him coming T2, or actually no, he got solo second. So really, really strong week again in the golf streets. 3M Open this week. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. I do have some guys I like, and there's no, I don't want to say big names, but there's no Scotty or those guys playing this week, which are, the more fun tournaments I feel like for betting. So there's some guys that we're going to be interested in this week. So excited for the golf this week as well. So that was noteworthy. We also had some other news from, I'm trying to think, like NFL. I feel like there was some other stuff other than the guys getting in trouble, Rice and Addison. I feel like there was other news. The 49ers. So you guys know I've already been really high on George Kittle in my rankings. I have him I had him like 30, 37, I think I have him at. I have him at 37 overall. I have him as the tight end 2 behind Brock Bowers. Things are looking up for him. I mean, we know Brandon Ayuk is going to be coming back from injury, could start the year, on the physically unable to perform list that have him miss 4 games. And then Ricky Pearsall is still dealing with this injury. I don't know if you guys have kept up with this, but he was dealing with this injury like all offseason, and they said he would be fine for training camp. And then now training camp is coming around, and they basically said he's not ready to even be on the field for training camp. And I think it's like a hamstring injury. So, that's never good. This is like a 2-month injury at this point that he's been nursing. So that kind of affects him. Juwan Jennings, I don't really know what's going on there. He said he wants a new contract or he wants traded. I don't know. The common denominator here is George Kittle. That's all I know. So I'm pretty high on him this year. Was happy to get him. Oh, also TikTok. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys are big TikTok users in this chat specifically, but you guys know I post the short form videos all the time, Rolling Insights on TikTok. This, I did what I always do, which is I post a video. I post videos pretty much daily. So I posted this video last night. I go to sleep. I wake up. It's got 12,000 views. And these people, I don't know if like I don't know if like TikTok users don't understand fantasy football or they're not good at fantasy football or something, but these people were acting like that team that I drafted in that best ball league was the worst team they've ever seen. I don't understand it. Anyone calling me out on those TikTok comments, I would love to play fantasy football against them because, I mean, I didn't understand the takes I was seeing. And secondly, it's a 17-team league. Nobody's team looks good after the draft in a 17-team league. I mean, no one's team looks good. So I just thought that was hilarious that TikTok hated my draft. It was great for like the engagement though. So hopefully I'm going to make a bunch of those videos with my drafts. Hopefully they hate all my drafts and we just get a bunch of views. That would be awesome. I mean, I don't like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I know what I'm talking about, Nathan. I think most people would agree with that. In a 17-team league, again, I took Rashee Rice, but that was prior to me knowing, like, confirmed he would be suspended. But I have Rashee Rice, Jalen Waddle, Jaden Reed, like, in a 2-receiver league, I'm fine with that when it's 17 teams. I mean, I would be fine with that in a 14-team league, and we're adding 3 other teams. I really didn't understand the hate, but it was kind of funny. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and I woke up and, like, saw the notifications on my phone, and I was like, "What?" So funny. Do you see a lot of big names being released? I don't know if about big names. There definitely will be, like, some cut candidates, though, for sure. I could see, there's definitely some running backs I could see get cut, like some of the veteran guys. I need to go through the list and see, like, who, uh some people put out lists, and it's, like, the guys that would be, advantageous for teams to cut them, for cap purposes. I'd have to go through those, but there definitely will be some releases. I don't know about big names just because I haven't checked those lists specifically. I'm so ready. I mean, we're basically a month away. August 23rd is the first kind of college football action we're getting, which is basically 1 month away. And then that next weekend, the 28th, oh my lord, I'm so excited. The first week of college football might be one of the best weeks of the year. So many great games. Ohio State, Texas at noon. There's some good 3 o'clock games too. Let me see. Or it's the 30th. So there's games on like the 28th and 29th, but Saturday is the 30th. So Ohio State, Texas at noon, which is a massive game. Those are going to be you know, two of the best 4 or 5 teams, clearly. And then at 3:30, let's see, Alabama, Florida State, great game. Nathan, I'm pretty sure you're a Florida State fan, correct? So I mean, that's a good game. There's another one too at 3:30. I thought maybe not, but regardless, Alabama, Florida State, good game. And then at night, Clemson, LSU, I'm really really excited for, and I'm gonna be betting. I'm gonna be betting Clemson in this game. I'm pretty sure. Right now. Right now, I would say this will be my main bet of week 1 is going to be Clemson in this night game. There's a very good chance that's my main bet for week 1. Trying to look at these late games. Virginia Tech, South Carolina is fun the next day at 3. So that's like a Sunday game. A couple Sunday games with no Notre Dame, Miami Sunday night with no NFL. That's fun. Interesting. I didn't even notice that. I'll have to check that out. Fully expecting it destroyed by Bama, not expecting much this season. Yeah, they should be. I think they'll be better than they were last year. But that was kind of a weird situation, I feel like, for Florida State last year, Nathan, because they were coming off the high of the season prior and like almost getting in that playoff. And then even though it wasn't the same team, it's like the energy and like the kind of hype, I guess, was still there a little bit, like the redemption, and then it just did not. It was just the complete opposite of that. But they should be at least better than last year, I think. I'm interested in this Miami Notre Dame game a little bit. I have to look into this. And this is a fun game too. I mean, two fun quarterbacks. I know a lot of people are high on Lenore Sellers this year. Virginia Tech, I mean, they kind of disappointed last year, but still, I mean, this is a fun game. I'm penciling this in though as like my big bet for week 1 right now. I'm pretty high on Clemson honestly this year. I need to like wait and see like once we get a little bit closer to the season, but they have essentially their whole team back. They did add a few guys in the transfer portal. I know Dabo is never a big transfer guy, but they did add a couple guys. They have like their whole team back. Cade Klubnik is arguably the best quarterback in the country, and they have him back. I'm a little bit concerned about their like running situation though. The running backs look suspect to me, but I like this Clemson team a lot. I think they're one of the 5 best teams. LSU has Nussmeier, but they lost like their entire offensive line. Brian Kelly's tried to do the replace the defense with transfer guys before, like 2 years ago, and it did not work whatsoever. That year they had Jaden Daniels. That last year they had Jaden Daniels. They tried to do that, and their defense was so bad. So I don't really know how confident I am in the defense being good, at least right away to start the season. And I mean, that's why this total is 56.5 points. But and I hate Brian Kelly, so I'm always fine to bet. I'm just fine betting against Brian Kelly most of the time. Yeah, that was a terrible. I mean, he's so bad, Nathan. So bad. Syracuse, Tennessee, honestly, like this isn't a great game, but it's not bad. Like this is kind of a fun game. There should be a lot of points scored in this one. Syracuse is they're not going to be what they were last year when they had McCord and Gadsden and all those guys, but I don't this is like kind of a fun game. Very orange game as well. 2 orange teams. All right, we'll save that obviously for closer to college football. I do need to finalize some future stuff though. I think like picking the group of 5 team to make the playoff could be fun if we could hit on that. I need to look more into it. As far as baseball goes tonight, there's a couple plays that I had highlighted. Haven't gone like fully through the slate yet. I kind of liked the over in this game, but it was at 8.5 earlier. Now I see it at 9. So that definitely changes some things. Phillies as a money line parlay piece would be fine. I know like I feel like I can't get the Phillies right for some reason. I don't know. I've struggled betting on the Phillies the last month. But I do like them as a parlay piece. Maybe could interest me in the Diamondbacks, maybe. I need to look at that a little bit better. I don't know. What could we pair the Phillies with is my question. Maybe the over in this game. Let me look at this. Tanner Bybee has just really not been good. I don't know. I don't really have an explanation for it. 4.29 ERA, 3.64 expected. The strikeouts are just not there. His first 2 years, he had 24%, 26% strike rate. This year's down to 20%, which is a big drop off. But honestly, the expected ERA is the same that it's always been. There's no difference there. I might be in on this. Maybe we just roll a little 2-piece. Guardians and Phillies. We could even do first 5. I don't know. Sagano, I mean, you guys know we've been betting against him for a while. He is just not good. 5.80 expected ERA, 14% strikeout rate is terrible. It's just not good. Nothing here tells me he is a good pitcher. So maybe, I don't know, would first 5 pay even better? Let's see. Probably pay worse. Yeah, it's plus 126. I might play this, to be honest. Guardians first 5, Phillies first 5, plus 126. That looks pretty good to me. Also, we got to shout out Gavin Williams. I remember back when baseball started, I told you guys I thought he was going to have a pretty good bounce back season, and he was pretty bad at times coming out of the gates for the Cleveland Guardians, but he has rounded into form. The advanced numbers still don't look great. 4.38 expected ERA. He's got this big walk rate at 13%, but he had a really nice start in his last outing. Was that yesterday or let me see? Yeah, yesterday. 11 strikeouts, 1 earned run, like big game for Gavin Williams. Love to see that. I'm still holding out hope there. I still think there's a good pitcher in there somewhere. I'm definitely playing this first 5 parlay. What do we do this Giants Braves game? That could be an over situation. Let's see. Hayden Birdsong, 4.32 expected ERA, 4.11 actual. So that's kind of 1 for 1. Hard hit rate is still concerning at 47%. He has a great fastball, 196 batting average allowed with that fastball, but slider has been getting hit. 323 batting average against with that pitch. Bryce Elder, 5.65 ERA, 5.58 expected, so bad numbers on both sides there. 47% hard hit rate allowed is his career high. 372 expected WOBA allowed. That's a career high. Career high max exit velocity allowed and average exit velocity allowed. Pretty heavy sinker baller, and his sinker is not good. He's giving up a 312 batting average with it. Okay, so let's look at the San Francisco Giants. This could be a good spot for some props. Obviously, Devers would be immediately who comes to mind. Matt Chapman has decent numbers. Okay, so first, we don't even need to look it up because we already know. But Rafi Devers is a good sinker hitter. We already know this. So if we look at last year, 309 batting average against sinkers, 45% hard hit rate. This year, it's been bad, which is interesting because the last couple prior years, even we go back to 2023, 330 batting average and 52% hard hit rate. The year prior to that, 330 batting average. So we have a long track record of very good numbers against sinkers, just not this year. And it's a small sample, obviously, not even a full season. He kind of started off the year really slow. There was some weird stuff going on in Boston. So I'm kind of willing to throw out the numbers this year and how bad they've been and just go off of the last 3 years where we have good numbers against them. He still has a 49% hard hit rate against sinkers this year. It's just hasn't been very good statistically. But I'm definitely interested in him here. And obviously we know, Atlanta kind of favors lefty power anyways. He's 3-1 for a home run. I would be interested. It's probably really juicy, like his hits, runs, RBIs. So maybe do the total bases at minus 125. I don't know. I really like the spot for him tonight. That looks good to me. I'm going to be betting that. And I may consider the over in this game as well. I definitely like Devers props and home run the most, and then I like this two-piece Cleveland Philly first five. I'll look at some of the other stuff I had written down throughout the rest of the day, but those stick out to me immediately. Overall, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good Monday. I'll be live tomorrow, same time, same place, kind of back into the full schedule here. Like I said, though, fantasy football rankings will be updated at some point today. So check for that on the website. And the divisional previews will be posted as well. I'll repost all of those on Twitter so you guys can follow. And yeah, tomorrow, big baseball slate. And I'm sure we'll have some other stuff going on. Maybe we'll talk golf tomorrow instead of Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far ahead I get in my research. But thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck tonight if you're betting DFS, fantasy, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.